Vatican saw one of the most bizarre and disturbing episodes in human history. Newly elected Pope Stephen VI had a predecessor he absolutely despised. His name was Pope Formosus. But Stephen had a problem. Formosus was dead. That didn't stop him. To understand the madness, you need to know the backstory. Formosus had been Pope 5 years earlier, from 891 to 896. He was a reformer. He made enemies. When he died, his rival faction seized power and installed Stephen VI as the new pope. Stephen hated Formosus so deeply that death was no obstacle. 9 months after the burial, Stephen ordered the body exhumed. What they found was a decomposing corpse. The flesh had rotted. The smell was unbearable. But Stephen didn't flinch. He had the body dressed in full papal vestments. He had it propped up on a throne in the Basilica of St. John Lateran, the most important church in Rome. And he put it on trial for heresy. History calls this the Cadaver Synod, the trial of the dead pope. The scene was pure horror. A living pope screaming accusations at a skeleton wearing robes. A terrified young deacon was assigned to speak for the rotting corpse, whispering a defense as the body slowly slumped and flies buzzed around it. Other bishops and cardinals were forced to attend. Most were too afraid to object. The charges were absurd. Formosus was accused of coveting the papacy, of breaking church law by becoming pope while he was already bishop of another diocese, and of perjury. All of this, of course, while he was dead. The trial lasted several days. Not surprisingly, Formosus was found guilty on every charge. The sentence was brutal. His papal vestments were ripped off. The 3 fingers on his right hand, the ones used for blessings, were chopped off. Then his corpse was dragged through the streets of Rome, stripped of all dignity. Crowds reportedly threw mud and stones at the rotting body. Finally, it was thrown into the Tiber River, the same river that flows through Rome to this day. But the story wasn't over. The chaos from this insanity was so extreme that public opinion turned violently against Pope Stephen VI. Just months after the Cadaver Synod, a revolt broke out. Stephen was overthrown. He was thrown into prison and strangled to death. His body was dumped in an unmarked grave. No trial, no vestments, no dignity. Then his successor, Pope Theodore II, took power. Theodore had been a friend of Formosus. He immediately reversed everything. He had the dead pope's rotting body fished out of the Tiber River. Remarkably, fishermen had recovered it earlier and buried it secretly. Theodore ordered the body exhumed again, redressed in full papal robes, and given a proper funeral. A second burial. For a corpse that had already been tried, convicted, drowned, and dragged through the streets. But even that wasn't the end. When Pope Theodore II died suddenly after just 20 days in office, the next pope, John IX, reaffirmed that Formosus was innocent. He declared the Cadaver Synod invalid, he ordered all records of the trial to be burned, and he excommunicated the dead men who had participated in it. Yes, he excommunicated corpses. The Cadaver Synod became a stain on the Vatican that lasted for centuries. Later popes tried to bury the story, but medieval chroniclers wrote it down in horror. To this day, it remains the most unhinged moment in Vatican history. A dark reminder that sometimes even the highest powers in the world can't let go of a grudge, even from beyond the grave. Want more bizarre history? Subscribe and hit the bell. And tell me in the comments, what's the most unhinged thing a leader has ever done?